Hey everybody, and welcome to Rime of the Frostmaiden, Icewind Dales. This is Quest and Chaos, and we bring the chaos. We should get a tagline. But until then, we got a couple announcements to just get through. First of all, if you want to support us through the affiliate links of Birds of Paradise as well as Nord Games, you can the link is probably going up in the chat right now. Someone's probably dropping that. Otherwise, you can there's supposed to be a link I'm supposed to be reading, I feel like, but I don't know where I put it.
NordGamesLLC.com/3.html.
There we go. And speaking of Nord Games, they are currently doing their Kickstarter for, it starts with a D. Is it Dangerous?
Dangerous Destinations.
Dangerous Destinations. DD. Get those DD with that Dangerous Destinations. It's very similar to their Spectacular Settlements, where you can roll dice and roll more dice, and those combinations get you a whole new thing that tells you what's the woo that you will be doing. So check that out. Also, if you go to the affiliate link, it supports them, it supports us, and it supports you if you use the coupon code chaotic20, and you will get 20% off your order. Also, you can help support us on Patreon, so check that out, patreon.com/questsandchaos. We are currently rolling out a bunch of new stuff for you all, so that way the engagement between us and the community is much, much greater. Starting off with our Guild of the 5Es, in which our very own DMs from across the Quest and Chaos multiverse will run games for our community through a combined setting where it's all congruent with one another. So check that out on patreon.com/questsandchaos. Excellent. Does anyone else have announcements? Any personal stuff?
I do have two announcements. One, I just kind of want to, we have the Deck of Inspiration, which is available as a PDF for all Patreon backers, and you get to award cards to the shows of your choice. So, nobody did. You could have given us cards so that we don't die. However, speaking of not dying, Kira Starshine did give us 500 bits to the players. So I believe that we add that to our current 4.
Yep.
And we have a total of 5, which we can use 2 of them to purchase a card or 1 of them for a D6 reroll.
And if we accumulate 10 of them, we just get to give someone full immortality, right? That's how that works? Okay, great. Just checking my notes.
Stack them.
It's like what's it called? Like the Call of Duty. You get enough of the kills, you get the helicopter that goes boom. But in this case, you'll get some divine intervention, and you'll be like, "Oh, try and kill me now." Cool. Anything else? Anybody want to bring anything up? Okay. Well then, we got the bits. We've got that stuff. We announced the Deck of Inspiration, so that just leaves us with going into this afternoon's game of Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Dun, dun, dun.
And welcome back. Last game, our heroes had awoken from a very pretty decent slumber, save one very handsy rogue who took some artifacts from the tomb within the cave they were resting in. They decided to make their way out, and under Renner's gusto, they were going to pursue what would have led them to the origins, possibly, of the strange metal that Elspeth had identified as being one of not the material plane. But as they were about to make their way out, they all decided that that was probably not the best idea, and they decided to go and find their axe beaks. They went deeper into the woods surrounding this cave, and they were able to find one scuffed up boulder who very openly returned to the group with the promise of fish in hand, as they continued to follow the tracks of another one named Ricky. They did find Ricky within the jaws of an owlbear. The fight began. Amoa was struck down, but not before hearing the very thoughts of said owlbear. Renner, Elspeth, and Azar did notice that there was a strange pink glow on the back of the neck, but they did not have time to observe it as the owlbear continued to charge and rend them with their claws and beak. But the battle ended with, I know some goth bolt was in there at some point.
A lot of goth bolt.
Yeah, some acid spit, some pokings with a stick. Ah, yes, it was Azar who, using her bow staff and fists, were able to push the owlbear back and crack many, many bones. They investigated the owlbear. They noticed that there was a strange crystal, not necessarily a growth, but had lodged itself within pretty close to the spinal cord of this creature. And they pulled it out, put it in a very makeshift owlbear sack after a quick skinning. And then they went to go find Snowflake. The woods proved to be, well, maze-like, and they were unable to locate Snowflake, and they decided to return to the cave, grab the mead that they were going to return to Goodmead, which is a town, and take as well all the goats and sheep with them. They've continued their way back south along the path that they remembered going along, and with one stray little black goat, Amoa noticed that far off into the distance there was a light blue light just kind of floating in the darkness. They continued to walk, and they noticed that this entity continued to follow. They reached the edge of the woods, noticed that possibly the time, being as dark as it is not the best time to travel, as also a blizzard was making its way through. So they decided to hunker down, and as they did, Amoa lit a bonfire and noticed that far off into the woods, that same blue light was watching them. And the blizzard wind that somehow was able to cut through the trees gave them an ominous message of that this is what happens to those who take what is mine, behold the final light. And there before them, on the very edge of the bonfire, they can see a humanoid-shaped figure. But at its head and the parts that are exposed at the cloth, it is just this ominous blue light. And that's where we're going to begin. Everybody, roll for initiative. And also, if you haven't, move yourself about in the little snow depression there to figure out where would you like to be.
I believe last time I immediately ran off into the woods to hide.
You did make a run for it. So go ahead and find a place for Donovan to hide. And roll me a stealth check while everybody else give me 25 to 20.
23.
23.
I wasted a perfectly good nat 20 on initiative.
Ain't that the way it goes?
That's just the way it is. 20 to 15.
That'd be Amoa.
Amoa at a
20.
20, nice.
Donovan at a 16.
16, Donovan. And Donovan, what'd you roll for your stealth?
That's a natural one.
Natural 1. Okay. We'll
Starting
chat about
strong.
that.
All those
You're going to
Should
be
have flipped
stuck in
those
your
two
depression.
Stayed in the depression, my friend. 15 to 10. Ooh, okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm a 10.
10, okay.
It helps if I do math.
That is Elspeth. And Renner, what did you get?
He got a 7.
7 for Renner. Okay. Yeah, and Tossie, could you also roll for Boulder? Just because not necessarily under your control. So, what does Boulder do?
17.
17, Boulder. Okay. Cool. So, as the blizzard wind blows from an unknown direction, we have Donovan, who slips and falls on an unknown piece of ice just at the surface of snow. You're not knocked prone, but you slipped, and your presence is known. At least you think. But starting it off, Azar.
Zara will just move back behind this tree here and just say to Donovan, Donovan, could just give the ghost its things back. Just give it back and maybe they'll go away. And she'll just duck behind this tree and hope the ghost goes away.
Okay. Cool. Amoa, you're up. You are currently concentrating on the bonfire there. You have Boulder in hand, and you will see this blue light much closer now.
Oh, that's great. Knowing that this might be, actually, I'm sure, right? If it's dangerous or not. There's no.
It has not made any moves.
Okay. I'm gonna look over to my left and just sort of pat Elsbeth on the shoulder, knowing that some ish has gone down, and we might need some healing love, especially since I'm battered and bruised, and I'm gonna cast jump on Elsbeth.
Okay.
In the cases.
Elspeth jumps out and leaves. Anyway, kidding.
Yeet.
Anything else, Samoa?
Yeah, with my bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and I want to hide behind. Oh wait, actually, I can't move. Right, it'll ruin my concentration.
Oh no, you can move. Oh wait, no. Jump isn't concentration, is it? No.
I don't. I just looked at it and I didn't actually.
It was just
confirm.
touch.
I think it's
Right,
just
yeah,
Concentration, though, typically
It is concentration
only
touch?
broken if you cast another concentration spell.
Jump is
Okay,
not
so-
a concentration spell. It is just a touch spell.
Cool.
Cool.
In that case, I'm just gonna move behind Azar. Should be. I'm gonna yell also over to Donovan. Yeah, listen to Azar.
Who has the pearl?
I do.
Okay.
Jump!
Because
the same.
Renner gave it to me.
That's right. I forgot.
You're so mad that I assumed you would like know what a pearl is and want it.
It's so funny.
Got mad.
We have trillions of these around from. I don't care.
So next up is Boulder, noticing that Amoa left the dugout, and she's like, and then just walks over this way and just like plops right there. It's like, but that's Boulder. Donovan, you're up.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. I have no spell slots left. So that's a thing. I am going to Mage Hand. So I'm going to cast Mage Hand, which is an action.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to put the wand in the Mage Hand and send it 30 feet out towards the thing.
Okay, so 30 feet out would be...
Actually, let me see. Mage Hand. Since it's
Should be-
action to cast.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to bonus action hide.
Bonus action hide. Okay, so you offer this up. We'll just draw it right there. And it is floating. Bright green, hopefully, can be seen.
Oh.
Let's make it black. That should. There we go. There we go. Line. And you hide. Roll a stealth check for me.
11.
11. So you tuck behind.
Yeah.
Feeling pretty hidden. Elspeth, you're up.
Elspeth is going to just sigh very deeply. It's like, here we go again. And I am going to cast False Life on myself. Because I know how this game works at this point. And then after I do that, make sure I note it. I am going to reach into my pocket and I'm going to pull the pearl out. And is the snow hard packed or like soft at this point?
It has been like you kind of have to like lift your knees to get through it. But not so much where you're like waist deep in it where it'd be like difficult terrain.
No. No, it's just determining if I'm gonna roll or throw, and the answer is throw. I'm gonna take the pearl and I'm just gonna yeet it in the direction of the mage hand.
All right, that will. Let's just say that goes to 30 feet, and it'll be right where the mage or the wand is as well.
Hey, the Abbey softball team was incredibly helpful.
Let's make it red. There we go. People can see that. There we go. That's a pearl. You see it just like lands in the snow.
Can we all take a field trip to the Abbey at some point? Because I feel like so
The goats,
much,
the softball
There's
team.
so much
so
about
much
this
knowledge to learn there.
And we've got so many books, you'd love it.
Yes.
Also, nothing tries to kill you there.
Oh, that's good.
Except for the
Definitely
sheep.
benefit in that. The killer
next
sheep of the
up.
Abbey.
Is the creature. And almost dead face, if you will, while there is no face. You put these offerings before it, and it begins to walk forward. And walk forward. And walk past.
Ah,
And
good
continue.
Lord.
And it stops right here. And you notice that this light emanating from its face, from its body, is bright excessively, and it just kind of focuses its gaze on the thing that is nearest it.
Is it Elspeth?
It's me. It's absolutely me. I'm dead front and
Yay.
center.
Elspeth, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Oh,
Of course I do.
Yeet yourself out of there.
I will when I have an action again. Dirty 20.
Dirty
Nice.
20. You see
Nice.
this light and you like pull your eyes away. You don't close your eyes, but it's not so excessive where you have to close it, but it is like when you're like looking at a light and you're like
Very unpleasant.
mm-hmm. But that same face, you notice it begin to almost the wind swirl about, and you notice snow gathering near its visage, and then and a blue light shoots up. For a 20 or not a 19 to hit, Elspeth.
Yeah, that's good.
Does she get any cover from being behind the barricade?
Yeah,
That is
3
true. That is
3
true. You
feet.
do. I did make that, so you get a +2 to your AC.
It still hits.
Still hits. Okay.
Jump can't be like a bonus react or like a reaction, right?
Unless
It was prepped.
yeah, prepped.
Whee!
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh sweet. Oh no,
It's
I'm
fine,
reading
I've
that
got
wrong.
Elspeth's body jump.
My soul's about to jump out of my body. It's fine. I gave myself 6 temporary hit points. I'll be fine, guys.
We good.
46 damage.
I believe.
So this cold beam of light just and slaps Elspeth across the chest for 16 cold damage.
Oh yeah, see, that could have been significantly worse.
And then it turns its head a little bit to see the other one by the bonfire, Renner. And then a similar swirl begins to accumulate by its face, and for an 11.
To hit?
Yeah,
Does not hit.
does not hit. And it just careens past the little snowbank that you had created, but it just shoots through, and it just stands there looking. And that is its turn. Next up is Renner with Azar on deck.
Wasn't sure if it was not friendly or not. Now I understand.
So definitely not a ghost, in case
Not-
anyone was still wondering.
Not a
Not a
ghost.
ghost.
In hearing that, Renner, who I think I've already done this. I've done my weapon bond, right? I feel like I
Yes.
did that. Okay, so we'll throw. He will leap. Actually, he's going to do an acrobatic leap, and then throw downwards his trident towards the entity, whatever this thing is.
Okay.
I knew Renner
roll.
threw his.
What'd you say?
I knew Renner would throw his trident.
Oh yes. Uh-huh.
There we go.
Yay!
And
It's
you
going to
huck it
fight.
and roll me an attack roll.
Okay. That is a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Cool.
Roll some damage.
That's what, 9 damage.
9 damage. Excellent. So you leap, roll in the air, and it sticks, but no visible reaction.
Cool. Bonus action will retrieve it back then.
And you all see the weapon just kind of shaken, disappear, and then within Renner's hand, it just comes back in hand.
I don't think it does anything. And then just kind of duck back down into the
Duck back down into
Yeah.
the snowbank.
into my
Okay,
depression.
Did it look like it did nothing to it?
I don't know.
It punctured, but the creature itself did no visible reaction. It just went.
When retrieving it, do I see like skin or do I see anything on the tip of the trident? Like any type of damage?
When you
on it?
retrieve it, you do see almost frostbitten, dark skin,
Huh.
just completely decayed, but slapped on there as
Okay.
if pulled from the light.
And then in ducking back down, I'm going to show it to Elspeth too, and be like, "Do you know?"
Oh, that's not good.
As you say that, Elspeth, next up is Azar.
The this rock back behind it, this one right over here.
Yes.
How big is that? Would I be able to just move behind it and stay out of sight? It's tall enough to block.
That one's about good 7-ish feet, 6-7 feet tall.
All right, cool. That'll work. So I'll go ahead and put hex on the creature, strength checks,
Strength.
and
Oh, all right. It just happens.
yeah, just happens. And I will move and dash back around behind it. So hopefully it will not be able to hit me with whatever the hell that thing was, because that was scary.
Hmm.
The bonus action, then move and dash around behind it.
Excellent. And as you cast this hex, you notice that almost bright light just kind of wraps around it, and just while this one is more of a blue light that's very cold, the hex itself has a more warmth to it comparatively. But it holds and binds onto this creature. Next up is
That says a
Amoa
lot.
with Boulder
Huh.
on deck.
Man. I'm behind a boulder, right? And next to boulder? I'm between two boulders? I like that.
You are currently behind a tree and a bush.
Oh, okay. So I can kind of like peek out and be like, "Hey."
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'll do is, from where I am, I'm going to use my mold earth cantrip to create like a sinkhole just right underneath, just to see if we can maybe buy some time or.
Ooh, can it
or
do
something.
it with a creature on there? Let's see. Mold earth.
Let's see.
If you target an
so.
area of loose earth, you can instantly excavate it, move it along the ground. Doesn't have enough force to cause damage.
It's like Roller Coaster Tycoon when you would do that for people and then keep them stuck in there for a while.
You stay there for now.
Don't like my rides, do you?
Okay.
Exactly.
So you use mold earth, and the snow on top doesn't necessarily move, but you have this very instinctual affinity with earth and stone, and you're able to imagine how deep it is, and you notice that the ground underneath it just kind of warps a bit, and you see the feet of this creature just kind of sink in a little bit deeper. Not so much where they fall into a hole, but they are currently in a less... They're in a difficult terrain, if you will.
Permafrost. Can't do 5 feet in permafrost.
Like waist deep, James? Or
Yeah, about like mid-thigh.
mid-thigh?
So we don't have disadvantage though to hit it with a ranged.
No. Technically, it's just difficult terrain at the moment.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna equip my my boomerang.
Boomerang. Okay.
Just gonna have it prepped.
Boulder, seeing the light rays, the light show isn't down for a rave at the moment. Kind of freaks a bit, and give me a D4. Runs this way and goes behind the tree.
Into the mouth of an owl bear.
On the frozen waste of the Dalelands. Next up is Donovan with Elspeth on deck.
Right, Donovan is going to lean out from behind the boulder that he's behind and shoot it with a short bow.
Short bow.
Also, what do you guys think about maybe getting a card to see if it could help? It might help any one of us.
I think that's not a bad plan.
Sure.
We're kind of in danger, so we're
Yeah.
gonna spend 2 of these.
I'm in
I'm gonna
danger.
Thank you.
Shuffle these up a bit, and we were going to draw 2. I'll do it upside down so I don't see anything. We're gonna draw 2 and choose one of the 2.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do one of these like we reach?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
Okay, so okay.
Magic fingers, everyone.
We have Dangerous Oil. When applied to a normal weapon, that weapon becomes a +1 magical weapon until the end of combat. Or Boosted Regeneration. When consumed in combat, this potion heals 1d6 plus 2 hit points at the beginning of your turn. Or at the beginning of your turn, you heal an additional 1d6 until the end of combat.
You should get that and give it to Elspeth. Just a thought, but
What was that? Who was that?
yeah.
I am the healer. I have healing spell.
I mean, looking at D&D Beyond, a MOA seems pretty.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I would be willing to just have a MOA find this in the ground next to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
it came out of Boulder's butt.
Well, I laid an
So
egg.
scared. So scared.
I didn't know
Magic
these creatures
axe.
did that.
Turns out axe beaks lay potions. Weird. Who knew?
What a thunk.
So,
So-
Yeah.
if on your turn you can use that.
okay, great. I don't think I've ever used a potion, so.
Da 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 da.
Na-na-na-na.
Yep. So on my turn, I am going to lean out and shoot. Do I happen to have advantage? Am I hidden?
What is its passive perception?
14.
It is not currently focused on you.
All
So roll with
right.
advantage.
23 to hit
23 hits. Roll that sneak attack.
for a total of 13 points of damage.
Nice.
13. Nice.
And then I will bonus action hide.
Bonus action hide. Roll
17.
17. Okay.
Actually, and after I have hidden, I think I want to move.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna stay there.
Okay. Next up is Elspeth with the entity on deck.
Great. Yeah, we're just gonna start hard, and I'm gonna try to guiding bolt it.
Get that goth energy.
Yep. Second level, because go big or go death at this point. That's gonna be a natural 1. So that's
Whoa.
not gonna work.
Whoa.
Yep. After being shot by the cold laser, you're like, okay, here you have another laser, and
Just
it
doesn't work.
The aim.
Get the
goes
light in
way
the
above.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yes, the light. Anything else you'd like to do?
I realistically I should probably run. I was just looking at where the best option to run would be. I think I'm going to take my full movement to Sorry, I'm calculating how much movement I actually have, but I can't. Anywhere I go, I'm going to be near somebody else, so I'm going to be putting in danger. So that's fun. I'm going to run after Boulder.
Okay.
I'll run in that general direction. So I think I can 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. So I think I will be ending up right around here. I can't really get to cover. with my
Where are you
movement.
going?
Away from that!
As you scream that, it is the entity's turn.
Is that
And-
with jump?
Oh.
Is that with jump still active or?
Jump is active, but I don't know that it gets me anything more than my movement does
Yeah.
based on the calculator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't move
Unless you
more
wanna
than your
hide in a
actual
tree.
movement, but like a rabbit, you just see Elspeth go
Yeah.
right out of the
It just makes
dugout.
it makes it real easy to get up out of there. I was like, oh, that was surprisingly helpful.
Okay, good. I'm like, how does that work exactly? All right.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It might still be useful in a hot minute when I need to like leap over a boulder or our axe beak, but
Yeah. Gotcha.
It is the entity's turn. And without even looking down at its predicament with its ground, it just lifts, takes some time, but it lifts the one leg out, steps out, lifts the other leg out, spends 10 feet of movement doing so. But then it just moves over here and looks at the thing that stabbed it. And similarly to Elspeth, Renner, you see this light beaming from its face. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. Realize. Oh, never mind. Just 7.
7. This flash of light blinds you. You are currently blinded. And since you are the thing that stabbed it, it's going to do its laser beams at you. First one. And
As
since
a
you are-
bonus action, when I was hit, I'm going to cast Shield.
Okay.
Or as a reaction, I'm sorry. As a
Reaction.
reaction. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Because now I'm blinded, so...
Yeah.
Done.
So, it's being shot at advantage because you are blinded.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be a 13 to hit.
No.
No. So I will say so you are casting the shield spell?
Yeah.
Overall?
That's
Okay.
only
I
it
did.
affects when you hit.
Yeah.
Was it... Oh, so being blinded would not count as a hit?
No.
Then okay, then I'm not casting Shield. And it didn't hit anyway.
It just and even
Yes,
though you're
top to the
blinded, you hear with just like the coalescing
Sonar.
cold,
Mhm.
and you move out of the way and dodge. But then a second one comes out and for a 22 to hit.
No, that doesn't hit. It does hit.
So this one does hit. And that is going to be
How much was that to hit?
22.
22, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I also do have cold resistance. I'm not sure if that has anything.
That does help
That's
a
very
lot.
important.
Okay, good. Just saying.
Because that is 35 damage, but halved. So that will be 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still up, but
hide.
thank the Lord. Hide. I'll be like, I hear Donovan say, hide. Donovan, I can't see. Swinging his trident around. Okay, 17 you said. Got it.
17 cold damage. As it just, everyone else notices that it's just kind of staring down at Renner, not really emoting at all. You held the figurines up. Thomas, does that mean we're doing the giveaway?
Oh no! Somebody just hit the hashtag giveaway, so I wanted to
Okay.
show it off.
Tease it.
We'll do it at break.
Hello to oh yeah, I should announce that. If you're with us right now, and if you will be with us probably at the break, we'll do a drawing for some good old D&D miniatures. So those ones right there. So stick with us till then. But next up is Renner.
Ooh. Renner is going to. He's near enough to the bonfire where he can feel the warmth, correct?
Yes.
So his knowing and kind of like spatially where the fire is to him, he's gonna flip and just scramble. He's dropped his trident and he's just gonna
Scramble away.
crawl as fast as he can. He's actually gonna double his movement and he's just gonna go in a direction. I don't know if I need to roll for something to see which direction, but he
Because
wants
you
to.
know you got shot from that direction and you know the bonfire. Just roll me a d20.
Okay. 18.
18. You go straight southeast.
Southeast. Okay, so yeah, and then he'll hit the tree trunk.
Ah! But you find yourself there, and you're still trying to blink out the light. As
He's gonna, yeah. Can he? Is there if there's still movement because he has double? He's gonna
Mhm.
hit the tree and then just kind of feel his way around it to
Mhm.
try and be on the opposite side of wherever he hit. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Easy enough, and you feel around, and slowly you can see like the darker portion of the trunk in front of you, but it's like that part where you get flashed by bright light, and then like the dot just is
Yeah.
still kind of there.
Mhm.
Okay, that's Renner's turn. Azar. Everyone has pieced out far away from this thing. You are behind the boulder.
That seems like a good idea. It shoots death rays. I'm just saying.
We're learning. It's fine.
So Azar will just move forward a bit, excuse me, so she can see the thing, and I'll take an Eldritch Blast at this distance because I don't think getting near this thing is a good idea.
Okay.
Staying behind rocks seems to be a very good idea.
Mm-hmm. And the tree in between is tall enough where it won't
That
go.
is a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
All right, so that's D10 plus a D6 for the hex. That's 8 for the Eldritch Blast, and 4 more for the hex, so 12 damage.
12 damage, nice. So, this. Go ahead.
I'll step back, and I'll just step back behind the rock.
You step behind the rock after you release this Eldritch Blast that smacks it straight in the side near its shoulder, and the hex that was surrounding it just constricts even harder, amplifying the damage. Yeah, it's, even though it hasn't been emoting, the height that it was standing up is a little bit hunched.
Oh, is he tired?
All right, next up, Amoa.
I will immediately kind of dust off that potion. I'll be like, what? Hey, guys. I kind of just like wave it in the air.
What? What?
Chug, chug.
Plunk, plunk. It's an action, right?
Yes.
Is it
Or
okay.
bonus action, or is it immediate?
so? Raw is an action. Here on
Oh,
Quest
okay.
and Chaos, we typically use
Yeah,
a
bonus
bonus
action.
action to
Bonus action.
or
Or for potions.
so
Oh,
it's a
okay.
1d6 plus 2.
So roll a 1d6, Posse.
Sorry, 1 second.
Renner hears, guys, and doesn't know what's going on. He's just like, what? Are you all right, Amoa? What? Nice.
6 health back.
Sorry, I
Nice.
didn't have those die ready. Skidoo.
And at the start of each of your turns, you're going to heal that much
Oh,
Okay.
for how many
until the end of combat.
end of combat? Ooh. Don't kill it too fast, y'all.
This is
Um,
probably the
yeah.
other than the card that turns a regular hit into a critical. This is probably the best card.
Thank you, guys.
Easily,
I mean, thank you, Boulder, but.
Anything else you'd like to do, Amoa?
I'm gonna keep my ass behind that that boulder for now.
Okay.
Unless
You
there's
still
a
have
way
your
I can.
action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say unless there's a way I can throw my boomerang and have it curve around and see if I can hit him.
Okay, yeah, you can throw your boomerang.
All right, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like listen and hearing the beams and where things are hitting. I'm just gonna chuck it
Okay.
and see if it like comes around, Sokka style.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Boomerang!
Boomerang.
Boomerang like Beckham.
16.
16. Or by the way, are you throwing this blind, or are you also keeping an eye out for it?
I was like peeking.
Okay, so 16 hits.
Hey.
Roll. What is the damage
What
on
am
it?
I- yeah, what am I
4,
rolling?
I believe. What's boomerang? Boomerang is
Bangarang.
a D4.
3.
3 damage plus. What is your dex or I guess it would be dex.
Dex is
Dex or
2.
strength.
So I'll go with Dex. So 5.
Okay,
Total.
so 5 damage in total, and it smacks it in the face and then lands in the snow nearby, right about here. We'll draw another. What's a decent color for a boomerang? We'll do mahogany.
Ooh.
Right about there.
That's my college
Nice.
nickname. Just kidding.
Mahogany.
Kidding.
I won't even ask how
Hi.
that happened. Yeah.
I'm mahogany.
All right, next up is Boulder. Elspeth, roll me a quick animal handling check.
Okay. Just because I'm nearby. Great. That's a 23. That would have been useful
23.
earlier.
Nice.
So Boulder is starting to make its run, and then it sees you making your way towards it, and it kind of slows down a bit, being like
Meat shield.
It's alright, baby. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
Shield.
decides to just kind of hang about there. Next up is Donovan with Elspeth on deck.
I'm going to peek out and shoot it.
All right, you are hidden. Roll with advantage.
Ooh, 17.
17 damage, or
No,
17 hits.
17
Ooh.
hits. Nice. That is 14, 15, 16, 17 points of damage.
Oh, look at that.
Of damn. So this one lodges deeper in, and the posture of it kind of sinks a little bit lower.
And I'm going to bonus action hide.
All right.
Ooh, nice. That's 24. And then I would like to move.
Okay.
Really just off of the map behind this tree over here.
Okay.
Just so that it looks like just so that I have moved. But
Okay.
I'm hiding behind that tree.
So you have moved, and you do it with like a puma or like a snow hare, where no one was able to detect. Actually, no one.
Once more, Elspeth's the only one in sight.
Yeah.
But it's my turn next. It's fine.
Yes. Go ahead, Elspeth.
Trying to think of the order in which I want to do that. Yes, no, this makes sense. I'm going to try to fire off another guiding bolt. Oh, that's significantly better than the last one. 21 to hit.
And it strikes it straight into the chest.
Cool. 16 points of damage. Radiant damage, if it matters.
Okay.
Um,
You see it drop to one knee.
Lovely. That's what I like to hear. And then I would like to... I would like to use my full movement to run up here and kind of... I don't know that I don't think I can get fully behind the tree, but I want to at least sort of tuck myself under it so that I've got a little bit of cover from the one I'm under and the one that's between us. And as I do, I'm going to sort of like gesture to Boulder, kind of to see if he'll either follow me or kind of run around to the other side of the trees and just be like, go hide, go hide, go hide.
Okay. Next up is the entity. Not knowing where the arrow came from, but being able to see where this dark purple black energy smacks it straight into the chest. It rises from its one knee, and at a same gait just stands. 1, 2, 3. Stops there. Also at this point, Renner, your eyes have been able to shake the light and you can see once more. However, Elspeth, this bright light is now facing you. Can you roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Love to. What is my 16?
16, you are able to make sure that it doesn't burn the retina in the back, so you're able to still maintain some visage on it, but you've noticed that the coalescing storm forms around his face and
Boy, I would love to be able to, duck into a snowbank when I see that coming.
that is a 12 to hit.
12 will not hit.
So with that, you were able to get out of the way, but then the second one begins to form around its face, and
Right.
that is an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Oh.
Bye, y'all.
$29 cold damage.
Yeah.
Are you dead or just
Dead is double my max or double my current?
it's just whatever your max is on the negative side.
I am not dead, but I am very unconscious. Let's put it that way. Supremely unconscious, in fact. But no, I am not permadead.
Okay. So
I could see the fear in your eyes as you had to ask that because you knew I've done the math too.
like because there's also other things with this creature if you're dead.
Yeah, I know. I know what it is. I'm very frightened.
Can I run over and just like open your mouth and like with the potion bottle just try and get what like Tabasco's? Yeah, just get.
I don't recommend it. Stay away from this thing.
No.
That is really bad if this thing pops off.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
no.
cool. But yes, Azar, and if everyone else, there's a lot of obstructions in the way. Donovan, you kind of see it, and Azar is able to see Elspeth just get knocked back and down as this cold energy just rends through her body. Next up is Renner.
Right before you go, I want to thank Clockwork Order for the raid.
Hey, welcome, y'all.
Welcome to the Chaos, and if you stick around, we're going to be doing a giveaway for this set of Dungeons & Dragons miniatures, US and Canada only, unless you're help with shipping costs.
Excellent. Well, they are fighting a cold entity from the we're playing around the Frostmaiden, obviously, if you're here, within the Icewind Dales. Some cold entity is currently hunting them down and has taken out the cleric. And next up is our fighter, Renner.
Who is not blinded anymore.
Not blinded anymore.
Okay, so Renner's gonna come out of his stupor and kind of go to the front of this tree here and then see Elspeth completely prone and whatever. And is it still looking towards her direction, or has it shifted
its focus? It is just kind of looking over the body.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Fog Cloud directly over her.
Okay.
To try and, if anything, maybe confuse it into not fulfilling its kill, if that makes sense. So and as he's doing that, he'll also retrieve his trident.
Okay, so that's 20 feet, right?
20 feet, correct. Around it, yeah.
So the entity itself is at the edge of that and kind of just scoops around. Does it get to Azar? Azar, you see the fog cloud just like expand outwards, and right near your face it ends, obscuring everything you can see in front of you. And Renner, your trident returns back to your hand. And
then what is this here?
That's a large boulder.
We'll go and then try and hide right behind it.
Okay. You step behind. Next up is Azar with a Moa on deck.
Okay, so I can't see Elspeth anymore.
Yes.
So, oh, I have an idea. I'm going to run around the perimeter of the fog cloud. So it ends right in front of it, right? 25. Yeah. Fog cloud would end right in front of the creature.
It's 20 feet, so it does get into it.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to see it. That's okay.
Sorry, it was a reaction.
It's okay. I'm assuming this creature doesn't have blind sight.
Well.
If it does, well, that'll affect my attack. If it's blind, then it's a flat roll. If it has blind sight, I have disadvantage.
So it is, it does not have blind sight.
Okay. So that's a flat attack roll then, because I can't see it. It can't see me. And I'm just going to take a swing with my quarterstaff, and hopefully I'll hit. Ooh, yeah, 22.
22 hits.
Okay, so that's D8 for the staff and a D6 for the hex. So that is 9 points for the staff, and 5 more points for the hex.
Azar,
And
claim your kill.
oh, yay! That's nice. So just big, just Azar style, I guess. Just big two-handed swing over the head and just hit it as hard as she can with this staff, and just if it had a body, it'd probably crush it, but I guess the just crumples a bit and poof.
Mm-hmm. As you come down and you smack, the hood on its backside just caves inwards, and almost like what you can see from, as the only one who can see it, almost like a sputtering light that just goes, and then the body just goes and lands in the snow on the ground.
And I will use the rest of my movement to go over to Elspeth. I won't be able to do anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that will be the end of my turn.
End of the turn. Okay, so yeah, Amoa, let's say that because it goes to the end of combat, you were next. You get an additional 6 health.
Oh.
But the effect ends, and that is combat. Out of order, I'm assuming that Azar will heal.
I'm out. I can stabilize, but I can't heal.
Okay.
I have a healer's kit in my bag, which you guys all know if that helps anybody to be able to stabilize, if that gives them any sort of benefit. Just FYI. I just checked our inventory.
Does anyone have medicine?
Yeah, it's a DC 10 check.
Yeah.
If you want us to try for it, I've got decent wisdom. I could probably make it.
All right. Go for it as well.
Yeah, 12.
12. You notice that where Elspeth was hit, there's like a freezing kind of cold around it, a bit of frost.
I'll pick her up, take her to the fire.
Yeah. Her lips are a bit chapped, but as you bring Elspeth closer to the fire, and you all kind of reconvene there to gather its warmth.
I should, instead of doing that, can I just start a fire next to them? Because I think the bonfire I was trying to concentrate on should already be done.
I believe. How long does bonfire?
We did spend quite a lot of time digging out and creating a shelter right there.
Yeah,
bonfire
it's okay. Zar can carry it. There's no problem.
Oh, it lasts for a minute. So yeah, I would say
I'll relight it.
You relight it.
Extra hot.
Extra hot.
I am going to be walking to my mage hand, and then from there looking for the pearl.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
Oof! Oh boy. That's an 8, I think. Hold on. No, that is a 12.
12. Well, fortunately, it wasn't buried into the snow, but you do have to look about a bit and find the little indentation in which Elspeth had threw it. And fortunately, the thing did not step on it, making it go in further. But you're able to dig it out and also get the wand as well.
I'm going to tuck those things in a bag. Oh, good.
I'm gonna go and fetch my my necklace boomerang.
Yeah, grab your boomerang from the snow. Is kind of the handle is half cocked up into the snow with a little bit of the hook also peering out a bit, and you're able to just pull it out.
Can I go and like rummage through the thing's corpse? I don't think I've ever encountered something like that, so
Okay.
I'm just curious to like poke around at it.
So you walk over towards it, and right now it is face down in the snow.
That's the way I like it. Oh, okay.
In
Wait, so what are you doing?
Is there anything on it? You checking the loot
Yeah, is there
or
anything?
something?
Can I check for loot or?
All right. So you flip the body over and you start to rummage, but you notice that the body, whatever it used to be, was humanoid. Its flesh completely blackened by frostbite has completely taken over its skin, its body. The eyes itself are very wide open because the skin has just frozen and spread backwards. The mouth very similar, very chapped but pulled back, almost freeze dried, if you will. And it just is a grisly sight of whatever this person used to be. You rummage around on them, and they have nothing. Not a single thing on their person.
Just a lot of hate.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and just sort of cast shape water or mold earth and kind of just create like a just kind of cover it and then head back to the bonfire.
All right.
Before Amoa does that, Renner's gonna walk over as well, and then just wants to observe the you said the thing's eyes. Were the eyes still humanoid, or have they been like gutted out, or
The
I'm
eyes
just
are
curious what they look like. If they were seeing, if they look like they would have been seeing still.
You look at the eyes and they are completely clouded over.
Like a death clouded over, or clouded over as in?
I would
something
say
else?
they've lost a lot of their luster. So there really isn't much of a.
But they still look like humanoid eyes.
Yeah, they still look like humanoid eyes.
Cool. Thank you.
Actually, I think I do want to take a look at it. Does it look? Does it look like the corpse that I stole the magic items from?
It is not.
So that one could still be out there after us. Oh, okay, great.
It is sad what the elements can do to a human body.
Yes, well, speaking of the elements, I think we need to get into our shelter and try and get through this night.
I would like a rest. That was quite trying. Is Elspeth aware and coherent at this point?
No.
Okay.
Elspeth is at 0 HP technically and is
Stable at 0.
unconscious.
In an hour, we could take a short rest before a long rest.
Jarl start looking around to gather enough wood to make an actual fire, so the Moa doesn't have to keep on recasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you set up this fire. You all begin to coalesce around it. Boulder, sensing the danger is gone, just kind of walks on over. The goats and the sheep provide a
Or what little hay we have left. out for him.
Mm-hmm. And you all kind of like, it's cold, like really freaking cold, and all kind of gather around the fire, and the sheep and goats prove to be welcome additions to the heat train, if you will. For the first time being out in the cold, it's not the worst for bed, but you all begin to rest. Is there going to be a
Yeah, we should take
watch?
a watch it. We'll
Oh,
split it up.
hell yeah.
I'll take first if that's all right.
Take
I'll do
first, too.
second.
Or do we go in pairs? Is there a preference?
Elspeth won't be up for D4 hours, so we don't have enough people to do pairs for watches if we're going to take a long rest.
I need to regroup and recoup.
I'm
Right.
afraid to go to sleep.
Ah, right. I forgot about that.
I'll go after Azar then.
I'll be fourth if I need to.
Okay. Let's begin with Thomas. Roll me a perception.
Ooh, that is a 17 plus 1, 18.
You look about, and the depression that you made, as well as the bonfire, kind of makes a conical light source. And as you're like looking over the lip and just kind of watching, keeping an eye out, you don't see anything. You look up at the sky. Unbeknownst to you, you have no idea what time it is. But your watch goes uneventfully.
All right, so I did a little bit of writing into a book journal, kind of some of the arcane things that I've been learning, and just kind of starting to jot things down. And then wake up Azar and try to go to sleep.
Azar, it is your watch. Roll a perception check.
Are you guys doing 2-hour watches?
Yeah, so you would have woken up.
I woke
an
up
hour
at
and
the
a
end of
half.
yours.
Mm-hmm.
Because I rolled a d4 and I got a 2. So I woke up at the end of yours. Or I came to 1 hit point and probably immediately went back to sleep.
You wake up to a
Nice-
goat in your
Nice to
face.
meet today. That is 23.
Very nice. So, Donovan goes to bed, and you take a similar watch. Keep an eye out. Watch the sky. Swear there might be some stars out there. It's unsure. The clouds, the
Does that mean the blizzard stopped?
blizzard has stopped for now. But the clouds are still up above in that sense, where you can't necessarily make out any light from celestial bodies. And you find yourself just taking in the warmth. Notice people are huddled around sheep and goats. And you notice Donovan constantly shifting. Donovan within your mind, just that same shade-like entity just keeps badgering you and badgering, demanding that you return what you had taken. But Azar, your 2 hours comes to an end. Who's next?
I believe Amoa is next.
Omoa.
All right. Amoa, roll me a perception.
11.
11.
He's still groggy. He's like,
Yeah, it was a pretty rough day. You experienced a bit of death just a few hours before with the owl bear bringing you down, and this entity thankfully did not find its focus on you. but it's quite a harrowing sight. But you look about, and you look up to the sky at about an hour and a half in, and you swear you just see this large bird making its way across the sky. And for some reason, not the bird itself, but whatever may be on its back is leaving behind night. The literal embodiment of night just in the sky. As it coasts by, and for a moment it's there and gone. But your evening watch comes to an end.
I'm the guy that sees stuff I see. Faintly blue lights in the distance, darkness approaching, DoorDash.
All right, Renner, you're taking the last watch.
Mhm.
Roll me a perception check, please.
Cool. He's also going to put his feet up on one of the sheep. 14 plus 4. 18.
Yeah, take it up, put the foot on one of the sheep, and it's just like,
Sassy sheep.
stretch back, look up above. The warmth of the fire is nice. Not that it was ever needed for you. But yeah, you go about your watch. You notice a Donovan just can't seem to find the right position. But your evening comes to an end. And we'll just say that eventually you all find your 8 hours of sleep. You get your long rest, except for Donovan. The nightmares just kept coming throughout the night, and you were unable to find sleep. You take another point of exhaustion.
I don't roll for it. I just take it.
You just take it.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, right. Let me make sure, because I'm pretty sure you rolled for it last time. Did you roll for it last time? I don't remember.
I did. It's under.
If it's unable to sleep, or is he cursed?
Let's see here. Where are you?
We're really good at asking the questions where we get information that we're not supposed to have. Just be like, tell us about the mechanics of how this works. Wink.
Whenever it takes a long rest, gives no benefit from the rest. So that means, I believe it is now a. How does no sleep work?
Yeah, I believe if you go 24 hours without sleeping, you have to do a con check of 10.
So you
DC
did the
10 or
first
take a-
one, and what's the additional? Because this is your second time.
He would have disadvantage on the check anyway from the first level.
Yeah, disadvantage, and I believe.
And
It
I think the DC
added-
goes up.
Yeah, DC goes up by 5.
What?
I thought it was 2.
All right, what is it?
Although that seems like lies.
After the first 24 hours, the DC increases by 5 for every consecutive 24-hour period.
So, disadvantage, Constitution check, DC 15.
So I need a 16 or better. 16 and a 17. Minus 1 is 15.
Well done, sir. Well done.
I can't do it again.
No.
So you are able to garner yourself. You've had some rough nights before, but you are tired. But you
How
still have
bad
sleep.
does Donovan look to the rest of the party? Is it visible at this point? I mean, we've all
Oh,
seen
it's-
him
oh,
going
yeah.
at
Yeah.
night, but like, have we seen him like
This is
during
like
the
college
day?
student finals.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, like, how is he like
Mhm.
Starbucks opening shift tired, or like
Yeah.
what's his...
It's like that moment where like he'll be talking to you
Mhm,
and then just kind of
mhm, mhm.
stays up. And
All right.
Those
Just
kind of
curious. Thank you
Yeah.
for later conversations.
Well, the big problem is the speed being reduced by half the next time, because I will fail no matter what.
Okay.
You should put back what you stole.
But you all find
can't
yourself
touch the
slowly
space
coming to consciousness as the day, like all the days so far, you wake up to a night sky.
Count the sheep and the goats, make sure they're all still there.
And then fall back asleep.
2,
Uh,
3, 4.
Sorry.
You miss one. You almost miss one because Renner just kind of like hiding it with underneath their legs.
Just napping on it.
Yeah, just kind of cuddled with it. And you notice that like 3 of them have kind of like found their way around Elspeth and like have made like a little barrier.
It's like curled up in the middle of these sheep.
Mm-hmm. You see a couple of them just nuzzled up with Boulder, but they are there and all accounted for, except for that one.
That one black one's just
Wanders off. You look up over and you just see it has found some exposed bush, actually to the southern side, and you're just like,
Just shake my head, go get him. Just pick him up, just get him here.
and that bleeding begins to bring you all back to consciousness. No sleeping in, apparently.
Oh God.
As quite. Oh,
And
my.
with the rise of the morning that you all begin, and the bleeding of that goat, that's where we're going to take our break. So I believe we're going to be doing that giveaway.
Oh, fun.
I've had combat music on this entire time.
That's valid.
Yeah, it is.
Our lives
Air
are a
we
struggle.
breathe is trying to kill us. It's always battle.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
True.
But yes, we're going to be doing that giveaway. So if you do the hashtag chaos, CHAOS, into the chat, we'll be doing that drawing afterwards. But we are all going to go to our respective restrooms and hit that break. Yes. And if you were not there at the top, just know that all of our news is put in our little ad break, and it will become on a rotating cycle. So keep an eye out for that. But until we come back, type in that hashtag chaos. And we will see you all in about 10-ish minutes.
Hashtag yes,
Alrighty.
7.5 minutes.
Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. So the winner for the giveaway is Chav Hunter 86. Congratulations.
Get those chavs.
I would say our person will get in contact with you, but our person is right there.
Person.
And I have already.
There we go. There we go. So we'll be getting your information and make sure you get your miniatures. But morning has come. It is dark, cold. The fire is down to its barest bones, but you are all alive. Donovan a little less so.
I like rush over to Elspeth like, oh, you good? You good? You good?
Yeah, I mean, I've been
You were really
better.
good.
Ah, well, the theme music helps.
Very. I put that on silent. I don't know why I was
Yes, I mean, I feel awful, and I'm starting to think that Kellamfor's trying to tell me something. I'm just not quite sure what it is, because I just keep popping in and
The message
out.
seems to be this place sucks.
I mean, this place does indeed suck.
Is Elspeth still on the ground? Are you still like in?
Oh, I'm still curled up with the sheep. Like I'm awake, but I like you can tell it's that like I'm technically healed, but I really do not want to have to move until I am required to.
Can I cast mold earth really slowly, just to kind of like slowly like offer you? Yeah, you know, like you know, the beds that go. And,
Oh,
give
like
you a nice,
push me up to my feet.
yeah, but very gently,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in that sort of escalator fashion, and it's not a full up. It's kind of just a.
Yeah.
I basically fashion you a throne. with a
Space
side throne,
launch.
yeah, with a side throne for the sheep too, like a little side cart.
Okay, well, yeah, thank you. That's helpful. Oh God, I don't want to be upright. No, I mean, it's not your. I have to be at some point. This is getting very old. How's everyone else? What did I miss? Anything important?
Not much. The Azar she is the one that defeated the. Do you know what it was, Elspeth?
Do I know? Can I roll to see if I actually know what this is, or is it not even worth rolling because I probably have never heard of it?
Probably never heard of it.
Great. It was. I'm fairly certain it was some sort of undead, based on what you showed me on your trident and how it was responding. I would say there's a pretty good likelihood of that. I'm not sure what kind.
And
I've certainly-
shining creepy light.
That's not usually a hallmark of the undead, though. That's just a awful place thing that happens, I guess.
Well,
Donovan sort of stumbles over, and at this point, like
Oh God,
his ears are
Donovan.
completely off. And he's just like, he just puts them away, and he's got short little pointy ears. Oh God,
Are you all right?
you look awful.
yeah, I feel pretty terrible. I think that Azar might have been right. He's trying not to let Azar hear him say that. We
Yeah, I totally hear that.
I think let's just get a good meet and get this over with and see what happens, and maybe they can kill me there. I mean, heal me there.
All right.
All right.
Guess we should keep moving. I'd certainly prefer not to stay in one place too much longer, given everything that keeps happening.
Agreed.
Has the blizzard gone down? Has anybody checked the tree line yet? I don't know how much longer than me you've all been awake.
Go take a peek.
Turns around.
You go back out there, and it is not as strong of a blizzard as last time, but it is quite gusty, You see a lot of bit of a snow swirls just being picked up from the ground from the light powder that had accumulated, but no new snow is coming down. But the winds are very much.
Yeah, it still sucks out there.
Yeah. Let's get this good mead
Let's just keep going.
as fast as we can.
All right, let's go, and like tries to bolster and turns around, like claps for the goats and like pull
Is
some
there
fish for
any-
Boulder.
Sorry. Is there any situation where I can be riding one of those goats?
I was about to ask the same for Renner. Yeah.
Nope, they're pretty small goats.
Could ride Boulder.
Boulder's. How's Boulder doing? Did Boulder get a long rest? And
Boulder
heal his
did
life?
get along.
Yay.
Boulder
So
had probably the
I've-
best sleep.
I remember we had like ale that we were carrying with us. Was it ale?
Yes.
Yeah,
the-
you get
the meat.
barrels.
Okay, so I rehoist one. Am I able to lift either Donovan or Renner?
How
Like,
much do each of you weigh? Do you know?
Actually, 175.
And I don't think much. Probably like 110. But Renner will not let Amala pick him up. Yeah. Sorry. His pride, Renner's pride is already damaged from last night from assuming that people watched him scramble somewhere without, and because he couldn't see, so he's too.
He's still
Thank you,
butthurt about
Amala,
that.
but I will walk as he's waist foot in the snow, just kind of.
Although Donovan does go to get onto Boulder, and he goes, "Can somebody help me up at least?"
Of course. And Renner will literally just kind of do this and like stand for a boost.
And Elspeth will go and kind of talk to Boulder, just be like, please just let him ride. Just, I know he's not your favorite, but he's very tired. Just please, it's all right. More fish? Fishies? All right. Thank you. So Ram finds some of the some more raw fish, hand it to Renner. Like, did you want more of this?
I did. And then he's going to take his flask of seawater and pour a little bit on it and then just stop.
You see Boulder trying to like get at your piece. He's like,
No, you've had yours. That's for him. Behave yourself, and you can have some more later.
Yeah, I am gonna be eating some of my trail rations though on the journey today.
But
Right. Do we know which way?
I will look at the map.
Right.
yep, you are fortunate enough to
the
have
right.
been to Goodmead before, so that helps. And the it's not necessarily a full-on blizzard where your sight is obstructed, but the winds do batter you from here and there. But after a good hour or so, you begin to see the lights. That is Goodmead, as well as the very unique architecture of serpents and horned beasts adorning the tops of these buildings, all in wood carvings. Interesting yellow and green color scheme that is long since shipped, but still maintaining some of its luster, and the very familiar droning sound of the bees that just constantly at work. But you arrive once more in civilization that is Goodmead.
I guess we should get to the give this back, right? Give it to Steve.
Yes, we should give it to Steve and maybe find out, since there's currently not a speaker, unless they've had an election while we've been gone, then find out who we need to report to about the death of the past speaker.
And the patrol that
Oh,
disappeared.
and the patrol, yes.
Ugh.
To the
And
inn.
maybe let Donovan have a seat.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what? Nothing wakes you up like smell. Mead.
Are you sure you don't want tea? Maybe warm mead. Maybe warm mead's the. I think that's the.
Tea and ale and mead. I think that is the.
I think all. Right. Elspeth's just gonna head straight to the inn and like go see who's there. Hopefully Steve, but also find out if anybody else is there who's maybe gonna try to kill us, because you know that's a thing that could happen. The way our lives go.
I'm gonna take Boulder to the stable,
Mm-hmm.
kind of get that situated and help Donovan down.
I mean, so there is like a small stable next to the mead hall, so easily enough you're able to hitch up Boulder and quickly return to the rest of the group. The rest of you, almost slowly arriving afterwards, arrive to the nice warm interior of the mead hall, and there you see quite a few folks, you know, some you haven't seen. You can see way in the back, Olivessa, dark brown skin, hair that trails all the way down to mid-back. She's in the back, doing Cooper work, you know, assembling the barrels.
I'll go see Alivessa.
Okay. But you all arrive with the mead in hand. Zar, you head back towards Olivessa in the back, and you just see her just hammering away, making sure it's all tight and compact.
Hey, Alivessa. Hey.
Oh, hello there. How are you?
I'm fine. We got the mead back.
You did? Oh, Steve! And then she yells out at Steve, who's like, yes! They brought back some of the mead. Oh, alrighty then. Well, I'll be out in just a second. And all of us turns to you. It's like,
yeah. And we found the men that went missing, and I'll pull out the giant spearhead I have. And we killed the thing.
Oh.
We killed both of the things.
Actually, there were three
multiple
of them.
things, several things.
Multiple?
They're giant things. They're too big, so I brought these.
Thank you. I mean, and then at that time, Steve comes in. It's like, oh, how do you do? Oh, wow. Those are big spearheads.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that the thing that killed the speaker? Wheelbarrow?
Yes.
Not wheelbarrow. What's Creed barrow? Fuck.
Real sparrow.
Real sparrow.
Wheelbarrow. Is that the one that killed Kendrick?
Oh, maybe not this specific one, but yeah.
One like it.
There's a bunch of giant things.
Hey,
yeah.
But you
apparently they like
your
mead too.
Well, I mean, that's granted. They're going to like the mead. The thing is, are they going to pay for it? And if they're not going to pay for it, then we got a problem.
But they've paid for it now.
That they are. That's a good one.
with the life kind of like behind on the joke.
Exactly what the Goliath said.
Yeah, we all lost a little something out there.
You look like you haven't had a sleep in a while.
Is there a cleric in town?
No.
I just point at Elspeth.
I immediately
like,
point at
right
Elspeth too.
So just shakes her head like, no, he needs.
Oh,
he needs a
if
better
you're traveling
cleric.
with the cleric, you could just ask her.
Yes, thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
In terms of compensation, what are we given or owed for the retrieval and return of your mead and the destruction or the death of the killer of the speaker? And when is the next election? Renner's getting impatient.
Well, they didn't exactly ask us to do this, Renner.
Renner will just look at her and just be like,
At this point, all of us is speaking up. It's like, Well, you all have done a great service for us here in Goodmead. We don't have much in terms of being able to compensate you monetarily, but we can provide rooms.
I do remember you saying you would provide rooms, lodging, food,
Yes.
drink, this sort of thing. Anytime we were to come back, correct?
Yes, if that were, if that were agreeable, you all seem to have a good stake in Goodmead and Goodmead's future, and we very much appreciate that. So, what's in Goodmead is for you as well.
Is there
Thank
a
you.
wizard in town, perhaps?
No, there ain't no wizard.
Where is the nearest large church, or is there a library? Which town? Would that be Brinshanda? Would that be what's the best place where we could find one might say a high level, very experienced magic user? Possibly someone who has a particular knowledge of, I don't know, curses, arcane trickery.
He
Anything like
robbed a
that?
grave, and now he can't sleep.
Sir, you can't just go around
robbed a
telling people
grave?
that you robbed a grave.
I spew out my meat.
No, I think
Goodness
Azal brings up a good
gracious.
point. He robbed a grave, and now we need to find.
Yes, he robbed a grave, and we
Yeah.
think he might be cursed.
They were dead thousands of years. They didn't need it anymore.
Well, no shit, man. The older they are, the bigger the curses. Has your mother never told you that stuff?
I told you not to touch anything. I told you not to touch anything. You didn't know.
There's no curses in Waterdeep.
No curses in Waterdeep.
Elsa
Well, I
just
guess you
stares like you're kidding, right?
I guess you civilized people down south near to Sword Coast don't have curses, but out here, you gotta be careful what you mess with.
I mean, I did assume that like everything here is just cursed, given the general, perpetual
meat ain't
blizzards at
cursed.
night. Yeah. No, the meat's lovely. Speaking of which, could we get like 3 more of those? Warm his up, please.
Certainly, we can get that right going for you. And
Appreciate
trust
it.
me, it will not be cursed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Olivessa. Olivessa, has the new leader been selected for the town yet?
Well, no, actually,
Hmm.
Shandar, wasn't too pleased with the proceedings so far. So he, so far, and I, and apparently our good Goliath friend are the ones that are into running. But he's not one too pleased about how it's proceeding, especially the fact that someone who's never been part of Goodmead has been chosen to be part of the ballot.
More sort
Azara,
of-
just look up at Amoa. So, were you planning on moving here to be speaker?
I I look around the room, just like, oh, well, I guess I gotta answer this one. Amoa looks back down and is sort of like, after having death so close to me, I don't know if I want to stay here. I think I'm gonna
Right.
have to let go of my dream
No,
of being
Moen.
speaker.
No, don't do that. You can always work remotely. It's a thing now. People come in and out all the place. I own some things.
Elspeth just claps a hand over Renner's mouth. It's like, that's very noble of you, Amoa. I know it is your dream, but I think you're making the right choice to leave the position of speaker in the hands of someone who's grown up here. Just that very pointed,
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm sort of weighing this in my mind, going, Rena, one day you told me about that working remotely. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll kind of lean into to Elspeth and be like, is this one of those social land dweller things that I'm not?
Yes, I'll explain it later, maybe this evening. Yes, just no. The only working remotely that happens out here is rangers.
Okay. So I just nod,
look back to Mo and just start sipping on his tea and just be like,
I do a quick cheers. Okay, to the dream.
to the
One day.
dream.
All Donovan just mumbles off.
Donovan, you can go to sleep. It's really all right. It's not going to get you here.
I can't actually.
Would you like me to hit you really hard in the back of the head? Would that
Oh
help?
God, please let me do it.
I am currently at full health, and it does not come back to me when I sleep. So.
Okay. Well, all right. Never mind then.
At this point, Steve has returned with all of your meads and warm, any additional tea that you're looking for, and he just kind of pulls up a chair and like does a little like side straddle. His wispy kind of whitish hair just kind of floating off into the ether, the air, and he's just like, "So you're looking to find some magic?"
Yeah, like we believe curse removal, or potentially the ability to fly, so that I could get back to where I need to go quickly.
Or you put yourself. Yeah. She.
Well, here's the thing about here and as well Dugan's Hole. You're not going to find anybody. You're probably going to have to go back to East Haven to find anyone.
I thought.
And yeah, I mean, it'll take you about, 2 days walk. Unless you really push it.
Do you have any other modes of transportation here besides, I know, horses or axe beaks or
dog sled?
Dog sleds?
I mean, others, we have one dog sled, but that's mainly for Kenneth to go about making his rounds and grabbing supplies here and there, but not necessarily a free market, if you will, to go and be like, "Hey, can I buy your dogs?" No.
Where does Kenneth reside?
Kenneth resides on the eastern side of town. Actually, we're on the east side, so just a little ways away down the road. Second house.
Wonderful. And we will bring it back within 3 days.
Well, I do not speak for Kenneth. You'll have to go speak for him for yourself.
Right.
Is there anyone in town who might be interested in buying some goats and sheep?
Goats and sheep? Not that I can think of. I mean, that's just me, but maybe you can ask around, see if anyone's willing to go buy some goats and sheep.
So,
Right.
better
Is there
market
anyone
for
in-
that in East Haven?
Probably.
Right.
Lady Elspeth Zoo is on the move again, apparently.
I was not the one who decided to bring goats and sheep with us. I would like to point out for the record.
No, I'm right.
I imagine a curse removal is not cheap.
No, probably not. Well,
Yeah.
perhaps if we can't rent Kenneth's sled, we could find a way of having someone help us make one, or we could purchase just a sled itself, not the animals. Hitch up Boulder and the
Goats?
livestock, make our way, then sell it all off when we get to East Haven.
I don't think the goats are trained.
Well, if you want to pull it, that's also an option, but
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's a good idea in your current state.
Yeah.
Or we can all just start walking. You
We can
ride
also put
Boulder.
Rudolph at the front, that little black billy goat that seems to run off. He seems like he's a sturdy steed.
Yeah, actually, that would be quite adorable. You could just cast light on his horns. We can put him in the front.
There we go.
Well, yeah, he tends to do what he wants. I'm not sure if we want to follow him. I mean, if we're trying to find a bush or something, he'll probably lead us right to it. But
I mean, that might be helpful for us keeping on the road. Who knows? Do we want to stay here any longer?
No. Renner's ready to go.
Yeah, we need to get to East Haven as fast as we can.
Concurred. Right.
So, can we check to see if the weather's getting better or worse?
Okay. You step outside, you take a look, and seems like the wind is slowly starting to abate. There's a bit of a breeze towards it coming from the lakeside on the southeastern side, but overall not too shabby.
Okay, so long as the weather doesn't turn on us, we should be able to get there today.
Well, let's cover as much ground as we can until it gets bad or we have to camp, whichever comes first.
Yeah.
Are we not going to take Kenneth's sled?
I don't think Kenneth is going to let us take his sled. It is Kenneth's sled.
And we wouldn't be able to all fit on that sled.
Steve,
It'd be a really, really big sled.
Yes!
any possibility that I could purchase some additional fish and possibly some hay or vegetables of literally any sort of produce off of you, just to tide us and the animals over for the next 2 days while we...
We have a herd of goat and sheep.
Yes, we do have a herd of goats and sheep that need to be fed.
Well, I can't give you everything, because,
No, not just a day or so's worth.
These are so worth. Okay, well, here
We'll
we
trade
go,
you one of the
and-
goats, but not the black
So, so Steve comes back and slaps down 2 knuckleheads trouts. It's like, there's some hay and tobacco. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to carry that.
Fine.
Yeah, and provisions wise, let's see, here's some potatoes and let's see what else we got here. We got a bit of a cabbage here, and yeah, that should hold you over for now.
Perfect.
How does 2 gold sound for that?
Perfectly acceptable. Are you sure you wouldn't rather have a goat? You can milk them, you can eat them, you can just graze them. Or a sheep. Then you'd have access to wool if you've ever wanted to take up weaving.
Let me see one of these goats.
Right this way. I will take him outside and show him, be like, take your pick of all of them except that one. I'll just point at the black one that I'm assuming is like standing on a roof somewhere eating
Yeah.
or something ridiculous. We're going to hang on to that one.
Okay, well. Looks about, grabs one that's kind of more on the tan side with a little brown speckling in there. Was one of the ones that was snuggling up to Boulder in the evening before. She's like, this one right here.
Wonderful. I'm sure it'd be a perfect addition to the meat hall.
Excellent.
Morris.
I'm going to call you Rachel after my second wife.
Right. You and Rachel are going to have a lovely time. I'm just going to round up the menagerie, and hopefully by that point everyone will have finished their drinks and we can be on our way.
Very well. Let's go, Rachel. And you see Steve walk right back into the meat hole.
Excellent.
We're quite good at bargaining, Elspeth.
You know, sometimes being incredibly straightforward and not being able to read people's emotional state has its benefits.
I'll remember that.
East Haven?
East Haven. Because, dear God, it hurts my soul just to look at you. We need to deal with whatever this is.
Ricky, let's go. Boulder. Let's.
Yes.
And Donovan's gonna try and get on Boulder. Unhook him. Say hello. Good boy.
Azara will
An
give you
animal handling check, my friend.
Oh no.
Can I still help as
You
I've
can
done
help.
previously? Okay.
All right. So straight roll. Ooh, 15.
15. You know, Boulder's warming up to you. Yeah, apparently Steve and all of us are just Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. next time we come to the inn. Hello, dearies. How are you?
The entire town of Goodmead is just different variations of Robin Williams.
Right.
Yes.
Canon.
Love it.
Alibaba had them. Right.
Yeah.
So you get on to top of good old boulder there, and it's a pretty smooth ride as you make your way out of Goodmead. You have to wrangle up some of the goats, and you gotta bring Rudolph down. It's like,
If you don't come down, we're going to leave you. So either come down and come with us, or enjoy starving to death out here in the cold. I'm just saying.
and
Yes,
it
I know,
just,
I don't like
hops
it either.
down towards you.
Yes, I know. I don't enjoy it either. Here you go. Give him a piece of carrot or something. Pat him on the head and start walking.
And it is the menagerie as it makes its way. But yeah.
I love it.
Sorry, Renner is just like walking and just like, oh god, to be reduced to this. Like a farmer, a peasant walking with. This is in his head. He's not saying.
Yeah.
He's picking up on some social cues, but
You notice
Good
one of
lord.
the goats are gently nibbling on the edge of your cape. Swatted away. But you all continue to walk, and for the first time, you get some nice weather.
Oh.
Unless I'm told otherwise, I'm always going to assume Azar has lit up some things so that way y'all can actually see.
Yeah.
So on those edge of lights, you're able to walk, and there's actually a decent amount of path here. The blizzard did erase some of it, but you are able to see some of the markers that allow you to weave past the frozen red waters to your right or to the south. And you continue to make your way up, and it's easy going for a while. And you hit the crossroads, the east way, in which, you know, if you go left, you'll be headed over to Bryn Shander. If you head to the right, significantly closer, is East Haven.
East Haven.
East Haven.
Oh, yeah, East Haven.
Steven.
Especially if it's
Right.
closer.
Yeah.
as we've started
Alright.
walking, for
Closer,
10
done.
minutes.
As you walk, the sky above takes, you start to see a little less stars. And then it's just kind of glazed over. You don't get to see much. But it's just cloudy overall. Could someone roll me a d20?
Ooh. I'll do it. 10.
Okay.
Yeah, 10.
Okay. You all continue to walk under this darkened sky, and along the path you swear, I would say, yeah, Zara, Elspeth, and Renner are the ones who definitely catch on to it. You just kind of see far off, particularly, I would say, actually, Elspeth. Specifically Elspeth, I will say, because it does go beyond the light, and you have 120 feet. You think you see a figure silhouetted off into the distance.
Not gonna say anything, just gonna keep an eye on it as we keep going.
You keep an eye on it. Stock still, it doesn't move, but you continue to make your way.
Is it ahead of us? Is it to the side?
It's a little on side of the east way,
Okay.
but you keep an eye out on it, and as you go through, it doesn't trigger anything, but you continue to walk through.
Okay.
And thankfully, with no detrimental weather and no encounters of any kind, you arrive at the eastern gates of East Haven. It is a welcome sight, given how long it's been since you were there, but overall, it is good to see something familiar.
Does anyone remember where the lady said we should meet her?
Elspeth pulls out her notebook and starts flipping back to the first pages. You notice that this notebook is now like stained with blood and kind of ragged from the number of times that she's gone down.
Little bit of cuts here and there.
Oh yeah, definitely some missing pages. Do I have it written down? That is a good question.
Were we at the inn or
Yeah,
where-
you completed the deal at the West Lady Inn.
West
That's-
Lady Inn?
Yes. That's
Oh,
right.
I don't know why I had the white lady in, but I was
Oh,
thinking
sorry,
ghost.
excuse me. The White Lady Inn. Thank you.
Oh.
The West Lady.
Ah,
The White Lady.
Is her name Karen?
Cairn.
Welcome
my
to the
God.
Cairn.
As we enter the inn, some woman comes in bleeding, saying, "They pushed me out and mazed me." Oh, yeah, exactly.
I'm going to make a poster and put it all over town.
Oh dear.
Elspeth just pulls out her actual mace and is
Yes.
like, "Oh, did you now? Interesting.
Tell me more.
Really?" No, I think, yeah, I guess if that's where we made the deal, that's probably where we're gonna head back to.
Okay.
White Lady Inn.
Okay. So you begin making your way through the streets of East Haven, and because of the decent weather that is going on, you do see more people out, but like many places before, undiscernible cloth figures, all bounded up, goggles across the eyes, some face coverings, unable to discern what people are, who they are. But as you walk, you notice that there tends to be a bit of a tide of people going in a particular direction.
Okay.
And as you walk,
Is there are there a lot of people? Like more than when we had left?
not necessarily, or like not necessarily like all of a sudden there's more people, but like
Right.
there are people out and about.
More foot
and
traffic than before?
More foot traffic, and you realize it's kind of all funneling towards one direction.
Maybe they're going to church and there's a cleric at that church.
Excuse me, you. Renner's going to point at someone that's walking close to them. Just be
Mhm.
like,
You
Where-
point at
where's-
someone.
where's everyone amassing to this afternoon?
There's going to be an execution. It's going to be a fun one. And they continue to go.
Excuse me, you. To someone else that's walking by. I understand there's to be an execution.
Yes, there is.
Who is, why, and who?
Apparently there is one of those wizards from down south had come up, and we found that he apparently has done some numerous evil deeds. So we're going to watch him burn and hopefully get some of the warmth. And continues to walk.
Is there?
Don't you need a wizard?
What if he's evil?
Donovan. Oh, I don't know.
You
But
know what
also-
a wizard has, though?
Maybe
that I
someone
don't?
else there that knows magic will be there.
Maybe, but I wonder if there's a spell book somewhere.
Ah. Perhaps they'll burn it as well at the execution.
I'm sorry, what exactly is your plan here, Donovan? You're just going to steal a wizard's spell book and use
yes,
it?
yes.
Oh,
That
dear
exactly
God,
is
why?
exactly right.
Why? What?
Okay, Elspeth, I have
Is
to
this-
admit, I'm
as-
actually
Is
with
this how we
Donovan.
got into this problem?
As Mage Hand
Magic
makes
things that
like a
weren't
little
ours that were
snowball.
magic.
I see-
All right, children, are we going to see the execution?
I would love to see this. Yes.
We gotta
And
stop
that
that.
there
book
might
from
be
getting burned.
someone else there that knows magic to stop the wizard from killing them with magic before they kill him.
And or perhaps they also have a death cleric from my order who I could talk to and find out some information.
Yeah,
And at least it'll be warm.
It will be warm. That is factual.
yeah. Do we? What if we split up?
You there, to someone else that's walking by. What time is this execution to occur?
It's happening right now. If
I'm
you
doing
don't
this so I
get
can hear as
there.
many voices from James as possible in the next 10 minutes.
Get there, I'm gonna take you.
Say that. I'm sorry, my dear. Can you repeat yourself? I did not understand what you said.
It's happening right now. If you don't get there, there'll be no warmth for you.
No warmth for me.
Oh God, I get off Boulder. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go see this. I gotta go see. I gotta go see. And I'm gonna stumble off into the crowd.
Donovan. Renner's gonna walk
follow.
after Donovan.
I was just kind of round up the goats and kind of follow. Like,
Oh, that's right. We have a bunch of goats with us. I forgot.
Well, I'm not just gonna leave them. Then I'll get yelled at for them getting stolen or something.
Oh no!
Can I quickly like fashion a wall, a high enough wall that the goats won't get out?
Runs back. Amoa, I think they're about to burn someone at the stake for doing magic. Perhaps you shouldn't do magic here. And then we'll run back after Donovan.
I'll take my rope and just tie together however many I can and just get them on. Just like a daisy chain of goats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elspeth will help and just kind of.
I'm looking at my hands like, huh?
There's nothing more festive than taking your goats to an execution.
Look, somebody wants to go steal a wizard's spell book. What do you suggest we do?
Hey, sacrifice of goats is perfectly acceptable.
We do have that obnoxious black one. That definitely looks like an appropriate sacrifice.
I like it.
I'm just joking, Rudolph. Calm down. Here you go.
I like that he's not
Treat.
named
Pat,
Rudolph.
pat, 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 pat.
Yeah, pat.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Did Donovan really bolt through the crowd?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Renner is going to chase him after yelling at Amoa and try and keep up.
I just looked back at Azar. Oh.
You all begin to follow the flow of traffic as more and more people begin to congregate within the main channels of the roads, and you find yourself surrounded by people whose faces you cannot see. They are cloaked, they have hoods, they have hats, they are wrapped, they are goggled. Few of them, you may be able to see some of their eyes, but overall, you really don't get many discerning features from those around you. And eventually you hook a right into what is the town square right in front of the town hall. And you see a large pyre has been erected, and standing atop it along a post is a person bound by their hands, gagged at the mouth, and a large red wizard hat. And as you appear into this square, Donovan, you arrived slightly earlier. You already see one woman with a tailored coat and fur hat, without saying much, just having the torch in hand, and places it on the pyre, and it just consumes, and you hear the muffled screams of the person that quickly fade away as the pyre just continues to burn, and more people kind of crunch in from behind you, just like getting nearer and nearer to the fire just for the warmth of it, and you just watch as this person burns.
And at that point, I'm just gonna kind of back out the crowd like bushes.
It is, roll me a strength check.
That is a.
Also at disadvantage, because
I know. That is a 10 at disadvantage.
10 at disadvantage. The wall of people have compressed so much that you were just kind of trying to back up, and it's like you were able to like scoot past one, but then someone else kind of just pushes in, and it is a moment of where you all are just kind of locked in place. I'm assuming the goat pack is
I would have stayed back.
I'm holding on to them out of the crowd.
you see that you notice one of the goats is gone.
Black one shoot itself
Is it
free.
Rudolph?
Oh, go pig. Go pig.
It is not
Okay.
Strong-willed goat.
and you look and you notice that one of the goats has gone missing, and you look at the rope train you made, and whoever was on the end, it's gone.
Is it cut or chewed?
Cut.
Okay, well, I guess they like goats around here.
Perfect. We should sell the rest of them before they get stolen. Elspeth is gonna reach into her like layers and pull out her holy symbol.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that she's wearing it externally where it's really apparent. And wants to kind of, if possible, kind of skirt around the side of this like cluster of the crowd and see if she can get over a little closer to where the woman who lit the fire or anybody else who looks like they might be some sort of official is, if possible.
Okay. You it's very similar to Donovan. I'll ask you to roll a strength check, just trying to swim through the crowd of people who are just like trying to get close to that pyre.
Yeah, I want to try to kind of skirt around the edges as much as possible. See that. Oh, that's actually. Where was that roll when I was dying? Jesus. That is an 18.
18. You're able to find those parts where you're like, oh, look, there's an old person. Gonna get through here, and it's like, excuse me.
Oh, terribly
Oh,
sorry.
you again.
The same lady who just was like, you gotta get the warmth. You pass by another man who's just like,
I'm so terribly sorry.
pass by a young child. It's like, hey, just like get through, and eventually you make your way closer to the front. As you see this woman who is standing arms crossed, just not necessarily looking directly at the pyre, but kind of just like watching, absorbing. Her back sort of kind of towards you.
Hello.
Turns around.
Terribly sorry. We just arrived in town. I heard there was an execution, and so I felt I should come and I just want to find out what had happened. Be aware, know if you needed any prayers said, or if this is sort of a no prayer zone for that sort of thing. Wasn't sure what the situation was.
Looks you up and down, notice, and you see the eyes kind of just gaze onto the symbol, and they just like give you a hand to, if you wish to say anything.
Right. All right then. I just nothing dreadful. Everything's all in order, taken care of.
No, it is the man he executed. He is going to be executed. He killed a few adventurers while out and about.
Oh, goodness gracious. Recently? Or
He was found and tried and found guilty.
oh,
So
heavens.
It is what happens out here sometimes. There are people who are on the less reputable side when survival or ambition is on the line.
Of course. Yes, I'm sure that Jurgo will put his name in the proper part of the book, and Kalimvor will see him to his fate.
Yes. Certainly that will be the case if he even is allowed to be there. Who knows, he may go straight down to the elves.
Yes, of course. And well-deserved if so. Was he acting alone?
What we understand from him, he is part of the Arcane Brotherhood from Luskan.
Oh,
So
I see.
He is working alone, but apparently there are others of his order who are here within Icewind Dale.
Quite well. Good work, and thank you for keeping the 10 towns safe.
Well, certainly, and if you ever need to look for someone, I am Indra Arlagath.
Wonderful. I'm sorry, I just arrived, new in town. One last question. Do you could you perhaps point me in the direction of your high church or something like that? We've got an injured party member that might need a little more assistance than what I can provide.
Understood. Well, if you are willing to wait for this show to end, I'll be willing to escort you if you wish.
That would be most helpful, thank you. We've got some livestock. I'm going to go make sure they're not in the way of anything, and we'll wait here for you if that's all right.
Cleric of Kalimvor with a injured party member with a bunch of goats. Yeah. Interesting. Your name?
Elspeth Lindqvist.
Elspeth Lindqvist. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Quite. Thank you. I'll get out of your hair and I will just sort of fade back into the crowd.
Mm-hmm. You fade back in and you are with Azar once more. Another one of the goats went missing.
I've been watching the goats. Can I? Like one went missing. I've been watching the goats.
It's a perception check.
Like a hawk.
That's just
That's a 20.
Oh, 20. Okay.
No, 20 total, not natural 20 total.
Okay. The first one, that was weird. You like the hell? And then you just noticed that the rope near one of the ones on the end just kind of lifts up a little bit, and then you just see it beginning to fray.
Whack at it with my stick.
You whack at it with your stick. roll an attack.
Okay. Speed plus 5. That's a 22.
Stick has taught many a lesson.
yeah. It's the
Oh,
old
you
woman.
also roll at a disadvantage. Sorry.
Okay. That will be a 16.
16. You smack down and you feel the clunk of heavy armor, but then you see footprints in the snow begin to make its run.
I'll chase after it and try to tackle it.
You try to chase after it. How taut are the ropes that you lash? Would you guys lash yourselves to the goats or no?
No, I wouldn't. I would use as much rope as I could to get all the goats together. It's only
Okay.
50 feet.
50
There wouldn't
feet.
be
So
much left.
So you try and chase it down. Roll an attack roll at disadvantage, trying to like grapple it.
With strength, I presume.
Yes.
Strength is 1. So, okay, that was a good roll. Let's see if the next one will be good. That's a 15.
15. You leap and you grab onto it, and you're able to locate this unseen thief, and you are on it as the person just like, let me go! I will bite your face off!
It's like, where'd you put him? Where's my goat?
Does a, what are they hitting with? Does a 12 hit you?
No.
And as they do that, the invisibility drops, and you see this, what typically is a dwarf, but with gray purplish skin and white, cloud white hair and eyes that are completely frosted over.
If you wanted a goat, all you had to do was ask. We're trying to sell them.
Nat 20, so 24 hits.
Yep. If he wants to fight, we're fighting.
Okay. He's gonna smack you with his war pick. And that is piercing damage. Well, okay, so that's just 1d8.
Where am I in this?
I was
thought
going to say, how far away is
Wait.
everyone else? Is this from in front of the crowd, or where is
So where are you two? Because who was staying with the goats? Because I know it's Elspeth and Azar. Did you guys, Renner, you went deeper into find.
I'm assuming I'm in the middle of the crowd, in between people's legs, just trying to like figure out where people are right now. But I don't know.
Pretty
with
sure
that
it was.
nat 20, that is 14 plus 2, 16 damage.
Okay. And I shall return the favor. Stick and 2 punches.
Okay.
That's a 21 for the stick.
Hits.
That is a 15 miss.
15 misses.
And that is a 21.
All right, those 2 hit. Meanwhile, Moa, were you near the back?
Yeah, but I was hanging out with the goats too. So
You noticed that Azar tried to smack at someone, and they made a run for it and made a quick turn towards an alley.
That's 17 total damage for that.
17.
Now knock him back another 5 feet when I hit him.
Donovan is hoping that Amoa has both Boulder and the goats at this point.
Elspeth
Yeah,
is on
I
her
know.
way back there, so just let me know when I arrive as well.
Mhm.
You'll probably hear Azar be like, "What'd you do that for? You could have bought a goat."
It just this dwarf-like figure just kind of growls at you, and at that point, I would say, Amoa, what would you be doing if you noticed that Azar went for the run?
I'm doing one of these things, like with like a hand on Boulder's bridle, I guess.
Mhm.
And also kind of keeping an eye on the goat, but seeing if I can like look and like listen at like what's happening, just to kind of like assess, and that's where he is.
You do hear Azar say, like, "What'd you do that for? You could have just bought a goat." Meanwhile, Renner, you're in the crowd. You're trying to make your way to Donovan.
Eventually, he doesn't know. What I feel like he's going to do is he's going to try and acrobatic his way to like climb on top of someone, like that's just there, and just like kind of very, very quickly like scour and see if he can see the goats, Elspeth, just someone, because he was chasing after Donovan, and I'm assuming he didn't catch up to him when this
Roll a
crowd happened.
perception check.
Oh. 11 plus 4, 15.
15, you're able to scan about, and you do see a slightly taller than average person who's closer towards the fire in Donovan, and you're able to see on the far end, and you're able to easily see Amoa, who is
Sure.
way above everyone else, and you kind of see him.
Is he like holding the axe beak with one hand and the rope with the goats in the other?
Yep. And
The
you
rope
can
and the
see on the
goats.
other end just like Elspeth making a train all the way back. Meanwhile, back with Azar, you smack
What
him.
the hell is
he
going
moves
on?
back. And let's see if I can get that going. So he just, or this dwarf just stares at you and just like looks about, and is gonna go for another attack. For a dirty 20.
Okay.
And that is 8 damage.
Okay.
He smacks you and he's just like, back off.
Like, you came at me, you jerk. If you want a goat, you can come and get one later. And that's a crit. So that's 7 plus 7. That's 17 points of damage. I knock him back another 5 feet and says, "And don't let me catch you again." I'll just walk away.
You say that and it's just like, poof, and the person lands in the snow and, poof, and doesn't move.
That's fine. I'm walking away.
Badass.
You do collect the goat that, or you don't find the goat, but you are able to keep the goat that.
I
was
keep the
trying
one
to
who
cut
tried
away.
to steal. Trying to steal my goats, just muttering to myself, just so done.
As you do that, you at that same time, Elspeth, you are making your way over.
Pop back out of the crowd, like, what? Where is what is happening? I walked away for 5 minutes.
Elspeth. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do this.
What are you doing up there?
Can someone get this man off me?
Just jump. Oh, God.
I'll be right there. Donovan, and then we'll yell out to Donovan.
I imagine in my tired state, I've just been like trying to get out of all of these people and just like
At least you're cozy.
Roll.
Yeah,
Like a-
nice and warm.
almost falling asleep upright.
I guess.
Very-
Oh yeah, because
Ah.
acrobatics. I guess either strength or acrobatics, where like you're either shoving your way through or you can weave your way through this time.
Then I will try and leap across everybody's shoulders.
We're just moshing at this execution right now.
Well, let's say it could have been a 24, but instead it was an 8.
And
Oh.
you see like there's an opening where there's like a slightly older gentleman, and you're about to like it, and then like some small child gets in by the legs, and you're like, shit. And then you try and go this way, and like it's just like slowly compressing as people are just like, like you can see in their eyes just like firebugs to light. It's just like pretty.
Does it look like unnatural?
Not unnatural, just such a strong desire for warmth.
I mean, but that one body burning doesn't create a lot of warmth, does it?
But I think it's the pyre, though.
The
right?
entire
Huge
pyre
pyre,
itself.
yeah.
It's
Gotcha,
huge.
okay.
It's
But
quite
in-
large.
In seeing, in like being on top of this person, whatever, and then seeing Donovan literally like walking in circles trying to get out, Renner's gonna try an acrobatic like hop over to where he is, and then if he reaches him, grab his hand, and then just kind of start leading him to where he
Roll.
last saw Elspeth.
Roll an acrobatics check.
Hop,
Like a
hop,
school
hop.
field trip.
Where's your
Man.
partner? Where's your buddy?
Nine.
we're tying
It's a
ourselves
9 plus.
together.
Hold on, I forgot my acrobatics. 9 plus 5. 14.
14. It's not as graceful as you would like because people do register that you are there. And some of their shoulders kind of just like dip and their heads just kind of bend, and you have to like readjust so that way you yourself don't fall into the crowd of people. But you are able to make your way eventually ungracefully towards Donovan and a string of people behind you who are just like,
Just crowd surfing.
Just like whatever, and then grab Donovan, and then
Whatever.
start walking towards where he last saw Amoa doing this. I think is what he's gonna do.
yeah, I would say at this roll me a strength or athletics or acrobatics. See
Let
if
me
you can
check.
get through the crowd easily enough.
I'm yelling at. Has Azar returned?
That's a 2, so that's a 7. Acrobatics 7.
So you try and like weed your way through, but you also have this like potato sack of a man just like not weaving with you in the direct function that you want, and you are both kind of just trapped. And for you, it's a little claustrophobic because like everybody's on the taller end, so you're just like, I can't see shit except for like clothing here and there, and the only waypoint you have is this taller gentleman in Donovan.
Work with me, Donovan. Come on. He'll mutter under his breath, and looks up and sees him sleeping.
Oh, can I get a long rest?
You see him sleeping, and then all of a sudden you just see him like as the nightmare has had return
trying.
once more.
Yes. Well, I'm here for the duration, then. You can.
Yep.
Someone cast Red Bull.
Yeah.
Red Bull. Oh.
I gotta remember to give Donovan guidance. Just at all times, if we're not actively doing anything else, just keep tapping him on the shoulder, like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine.
So eventually, unless the back group has anything else they want to discuss.
No, Azar's just muttering and angry about people trying to steal my ghost. All I had to do is come up and ask. You have to try and steal.
Elspeth is just gonna plant herself where she can like watch the goats and also keep an eye out for Renner and Donovan, and they can easily see her, and also where she can watch out for Imdra once things kind of
Next to Amoa is the best place to be seen.
I'm not short, he's just very tall.
Exactly.
I'm also purple, so
funnily enough, there was one guy, sorry to tangent, in a high school who's like 6'7". I could not find them for the life of me. At times. It's like, where the fuck is he? Anyway, so eventually the
manager
fire
at
begins.
Best Buy, you can never find them.
Yeah.
True.
Eventually the fire begins to die down, and you get to see like the outer ridges being like, well, okay, not much warmth coming all the way from here, and they slowly start to percolate away, and eventually through the streets, they all just start to dissipate. There are a few lingerers where the pyre is like still a sizable one, but not giving the amount of entertainment and warmth as originally promised. And you just see Imdra standing there, easily visible, and you can see eventually that Donovan and Ren are able to make their way back after the outer circles begin to dissipate outwards.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
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 Really?
Can you believe that
Was it
wretched
now?
little dwarf tried to steal my goats?
What? Who tried to steal your
What-
gun? What happened?
What?
Yeah, he hit me with. Oh yeah, he like places a hand on the
So
wound
bleeding.
and
Do
just
you,
like
do you need healing? What the heck?
gets 9 hit points back. Just starts to glow with this light. And she's like, he tried to steal the goats.
Who?
Who?
Wretched
Ooh.
little dwarf man.
The wolf
Where is
man.
he now?
I don't know. I hit him.
I'm gonna go look for the
Huh?
dwarf man.
God.
I join Donovan.
I do slap Donovan on the shoulder as he walks by and just go, please be careful, and I will give you guidance.
Nice.
So you two go off into the alleyway that Amo is able to point out, and you just see there still in the snow is the dwarf man. Gray skin, white bushy beard, a little bit on the top, kind of dissipating in some regards, but very much armed.
Can
And
I attempt? I'm going to
Jack him?
attempt to stabilize. No, I'm going to attempt to
Stabilize.
stabilize,
Oh.
and then probably rifle through all of us.
And then steal his stuff.
I was about to say.
Oh, sorry, this is a disadvantage. Ooh, both 17s. So that's going to be an 18 to stabilize. If he's not already dead.
by the time you get there, the dwarf is dead.
Saw has committed murder.
Donovan, I think this guy is dead.
Yeah. Oh, and I absolutely steal anything of value that I can.
Let me see if
We need to know why this guy was here. This is I've never seen a dwarf like this.
yes,
Sure.
it
Nazar's
is-
just watching the goats. She's not letting them out of her sight.
I think Elspeth will probably wander over to check in after they've been down the alley for a minute and just kind of pop her head. Is everyone? Oh my God! Did you...
Donovan's doing work.
Isn't this literally how he got himself killed? Was by stealing things, and now you're going to steal things? This is what happens.
So you begin to like rifle through, and they have a shield, some scale mail, they have a war pick, they have a javelin on their body. You do find 77 silver and 22 copper.
Good me.
22 copper.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Roll an investigation check while you're at it there.
Well, let's see. Do I need to roll guidance now, or can I wait?
After you see your roll, before you know the outcome, and declare.
Perfect. Well, both were 19s, so I'm
Hang on to that.
24.
24. 1 second.
I'm sorry, 25.
24.
Ooh.
That's with disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Do they have...
Do I think I need the D4?
Well, everyone's in the alley.
Oh, you
I'm
don't
just
need
gonna
the
be-
D4.
While everyone's in the alley, I'm gonna be just kind of nodding to everyone that walks by me that I jumped on earlier. Just be like, pleasant evening. Good night. Get home safe. Yes.
Yeah, so roll a deception check, Runner.
Me? Why?
Trying to make sure people aren't paying attention to what's happening in the alleyway.
Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, that's a 9. I don't know what my deception is though. Hold on. Oh, 10. It's a 10.
10. Some people are a little like, okay. Others are like, oh, that's interesting. A Triton. I've seen one. Okay, keeps walking.
Long. Take a picture.
But overall, no one's like, the fuck?
I'm with Azar though, right? Like we're hanging out with the goats. I thought.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you'd gone to the alleyway. Oh.
No,
Yeah,
no. I'm still
No,
with you. I'm just saying hi to people. Yeah. Elspeth's
I'm
the
in the
only
mouth
one
of
that
the
went on.
alleyway.
Yeah.
But you three in the alleyway, you find almost like a loin cloth, I guess. Something similar to that. You find it, Donovan, and it looks like the sun, but partially eclipsed, if you will.
Like it's emitting light?
Like there's a symbol on the cloth, and it looks
Like
like some part of the
shiny
sun,
light.
Wow.
but then an eclipse is coming across it. Or sorry, for your view, it would be coming across like that, something like that.
Okay. I'll kind of pocket that and.
Mhm. And also with that investigation, you notice that footsteps continue down the alleyway, and you look at the footprints, and you're like, probably the same dude.
Just this one guy came from down the alleyway?
Yeah, and has gone multiple times.
Go.
I'm going to tell Elspeth that. Looks like fuck it. I'm tired. I can't do the accent. It is, that's in character.
No, it's just, it wasn't your, never mind.
Yeah,
yes, okay, footprints.
Yeah. The accent goes with the ears.
Got it.
Yeah. So, so this dwarf has gone up and down this alleyway a number of times, and well, maybe our goat is over there, and maybe something else is up. I think I saw you at the pyre talking to the well-dressed woman.
Yes.
Was that a town elder or something?
I didn't get her title, I just got her name, but she was going to help us find some sort of high church or some place where we could get you taken care of if you don't get us arrested for murder first.
I did not murder this. First off, this dwarf is not a normal surface dwarf as far as I know.
I roll as I see the corpses. I'm talking to Donovan. Can I roll to see if I recognize what's up with this dwarf?
No
Sure,
need to
try.
roll.
Okay.
Largely due to your heritage, you know them of being as Duragar.
Great, that's
Dwarves of the Underdark.
yeah. I was gonna say. I feel like she looks down and she's just like, "Oh God, that's right." Okay.
And at that moment, Donovan puts it together as well, like, "Oh, I have drow."
Yes,
But he
we
doesn't
all-
say that. He doesn't say that out loud. He just goes, "Oh."
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They're all weird down there and kind of creepy. Right. Well, okay. I don't think you should go look for the goat, given your circumstance. However, I think I should go wait for Imdra, since I was the one who spoke to her. So Amoa, perhaps you want to just take a little quick peek and see if you spot our goat, but maybe don't
Of course.
but maybe don't just rush into things, and if there's other people there, please don't start any fights that Azar I aren't around to heal you from.
You got it. And before I leave, I cast Mold Earth underneath the corpse. You know, like we're in an alley, right?
Yep.
Can I like dig a trench and then kind of shove the body underneath the building? Just like move, just kind of excavate that way. Just like, ooh, you know, like sweeping under the rug, basically.
It's not really big.
We probably
So-
want to show the town elder this.
True, we found a body in the alley. We were looking for a missing goat, and we came upon a body. How terrible. We couldn't find any identification, so we reported it. Excellent plan.
It was totally devoid of any money, by the way, too.
I'm sure he was. Anything else that I should know that he didn't have before I have to lie to this person? Because I'm not very good at lying, as we've proven in the past.
No, that was it then.
Great.
as he like shoves the piece of leather into his pack. Sleight of hand though on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I clock, I'm not necessarily gonna ask, but I would try to. I am watching you to be like, "What are you doing, bud?"
13 on sleight of hand just to tuck it under.
13.
Well, my-
Elspeth, you notice.
Yeah, I was just saying. I'm just gonna kind of glance and look and just kind of give you the nod of like, "Okay, we'll talk
Wait.
later."
Hold on, 13
Oh my god, this is so funny.
plus 2, 15 with my guidance.
In that case,
What's my modifier?
so your passive perception's a 14.
Yeah,
She's looking right at him.
but I'm staring right. I'm watching to see if he does anything sketchy. Can I roll for it at least?
Sure, go ahead.
He's gonna use my own help against me. I'm gonna roll
Oh
a
my
natural 20
gosh.
against him for
Yes.
a 24 to perception.
Wow.
I was helping you. That way you don't have to tell the mayor when I show you this later. You don't know
Alleyway
about it now.
shenanigans.
Alleyway
Now
shenanigans.
you know that Donovan has a cloth. You don't know what it is, but they
It's
kind of tuck
fine.
it away
It's
into
fine.
their pockets.
I love that Elspeth's like a soccer mom. She's gonna be like, "What's Azar doing?" And she's gonna have to like run and check on Azar. Where's Renner? What's everyone
The best part
doing?
about this is like I'm gonna see this, and later when he inevitably has to show it to me, so I can check in my 600 notebook to see if I've
Yes.
seen the symbol before. I'll be
Show
like,
me what's in your
"Ah!"
pouch. Now show me what's in
No,
your
no,
pouch.
take it out of your mouth. Don't put strange food in your mouth without checking it. It's probably going to kill us.
Renner, we don't tell people this is goodbye. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, funny. Ooh, this is good. Oh, comedy horror campaign. I love it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Bye.
Okay, you
Ooh.
check for the you two deal with the goat. Don't touch the body anymore. I'm gonna go see if I can find Imdra and also make sure that I don't know the runner and Azar aren't on fire or something.
I do a quick sort of like jog down the rest of the alleyway and take a peek around the corner.
Okay, you take a peek around the corner. Roll a perception check.
13.
13. So you're able to see the footprints, and you find yourself as you go down this alleyway. You find yourself immediately by Loch Denishir. You see the lake out in front of you with a few of the piers and a few of the boats out in front. And you notice that for you that the footprints continue further down the left, and you don't see where they end, but they continue. You don't see the goat, but you do notice that it's just perception. You do notice that there are different feet. Obviously, this seems to be a bit more of a main thoroughfare.
Mhm.
Are you just looking at this moment?
Yeah. I haven't
Scan.
fully committed out of the alley. I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm listening to Elspeth's advice. I hear it in the back of my head.
You see that the footprints curve left, and by you is Lake Denishir with the docks and boats.
Oh,
So
we had a
the
good time
left is
there.
towards the lake or along the lake?
So if this up is the lake, here is a moa down here.
Okay, so it's running alongside the lake.
Yeah, it's running alongside it. So
Okay.
you're basically along the pier side.
Okay, gotcha.
I decide to just I decide to go out just a little bit further.
Okay, follow the footsteps to the left.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How long do you go for?
Not too long, like 10 minutes out.
10 minutes out? 10 minutes out. Okay. Roll me. And is there anything in particular, or are you just like, are you following the footsteps?
I'm just following the footsteps, yeah.
Following the footsteps. And you do at times kind of lose them just because of all the traffic, but then you're able to regather it. And since you're focused on it, roll me an investigation check.
8.
And 8.
Oh, sorry, I have a 9.
9.
Realized I had a modifier.
Okay. So you continue and you follow the footsteps. And while this seems to be quite a few people walking about, the further you go down, you notice that there are less and less footsteps, and it makes it a little bit easier to locate the ones of your quarry. It hooks a right onto one of the piers, which itself is covered in snow. And you notice that there are footsteps that go back and forth of similar foot sizes, but just like constantly going back and forth, back and forth. And at the end of this dock that goes out quite a bit of ways, maybe about 100 feet into the lake, it hooks a left, and there you see two boats. One at the corner section at which it hooks, which is slightly smaller, and then there's one at the very end of this little L bracket that is significantly larger.
I sort of take stock of that and decide to trot back because I know I'm gonna get in mad trouble if I'm just kind of feeling my wound. I'm getting that kind of flashback of the owlbear. It's not worth it. I like caress the boomerang necklace and trot back.
And as you trot back, following the similar way, Elspeth and Donovan, you reemerge from the alleyway. You re-meet with Azar and Renner, and there you see Imdra beginning to approach.
Put up a hand.
She takes note and walks over. It's like, I was worried that you had run off, but it is good to see. And I see your goats.
Yes. If
What's
you're
left of them?
in the market, yes. One of them went missing. We
A dwarf stole it. It didn't go missing. It was stolen.
Azar. We went
dwarf.
looking to see if we could find the goat. Unfortunately, we haven't found the goat. However, we did find the dwarf. You may want to go take a look in that alley. It looks like he might have met sort of a sticky end.
Okay. Do you lead Imdra to the alleyway?
Yeah, with pointed looks at everybody else and I'm like, maybe stay here for a second. I will just take her over to the alleyway point.
Donovan just slightly puts his hand on Azar's stick. When you say it's made a sticky end, it's just kind of like just leaning against it.
And
I will say, as I'm walking, I'll be like, we sent one of the last member of the party to see perhaps where he'd come from, so he may be in the alley as well when we get there.
It's a dark dwarf. I don't know if that's normal up here.
Duragar, they're not that abnormal. I mean, I don't know about around here, but there's lots of them in the world.
Right. And as Elspeth, you lead Imdra towards the Duragar. It's not there.
Stop frozen still and just look like, really? What? Really? Again? Why? Every time. Why can we never have one normal day?
And Imdra just kind of chuckles at that. It's like, you're all funny people.
We don't try. It just sort of happens, I think.
Well, it's welcome in this cult. So
Yes, well,
I appreciate it.
Yes, apologies for the waste of your time.
No worries. So, are we waiting for your friend, or are we going to?
If we could just wait for him with the others, perhaps you could tell us about East Haven a bit.
Certainly. And Imdra kind of takes you back And after a moment, Amoa, you re-show up.
Oh, no goat, no sheep,
Unfortunate.
but
Uh,
two
this-
sheep I saw. Oh, and then I
You
noticed
saw 2 sheep.
two. Yeah, two sheeps.
2 sheeps.
We didn't lose sheep, though we lost goats. A goat. One goat.
Ah,
One goat?
I saw two sheep, one small sheep and one big sheep.
Are you thinking of a goat?
No goat, just
They're
sheep.
very similar, but they are bigger, but they're not the same.
No goat,
Perhaps,
just
perhaps he saw some other types of sheep. I
Maybe we
don't
can-
But Amoa, where did you see the sheep?
down by the docks in the water. They got them small kind sheep and a big one.
Oh.
Sheep
like
are
a
good at
vessel.
swimming.
Like a
Are
vessel.
they swimming? Are they okay?
Yeah, a vessel.
drowning.
No drowning.
Oh.
They're floating.
A vessel, I understand. A
Right,
vessel.
all right.
Got it.
They just not like, yeah, that's what I said.
Well, this is an eclectic group.
We don't even
We're
have a
all
bard at
arguing
this
in front of-
party. It's amazing.
Aye, aye, aye.
Are you sure you are not a traveling band of entertainers of bards?
Absolutely not.
We definitely don't have the charisma for that, unfortunately.
Well, I yeah.
Well, yes, you would. Sorry,
Renner's just gonna put up his hand. Yeah. Like, to the 6 foot person like this. Like
He's
no.
he's only 5'10".
5'10", so a little bit further down. Indra, I'm sorry, you were saying,
yes,
please
apologies.
enlighten us on the town.
I mean, well, this is East Devon, one of the earlier towns of Tentown. I am actually the captain of the militia, and well,
So
well,
do dwarves still sheep around and goats around here all the time?
Oh, so this one seems very particular about this joke of dwarfs.
The dwarf stole my goat, and I hit him with my stick.
Okay.
See, look right here. But I point to the gash where the thing attacked me. He stole my goat, and he attacked me.
Well, you apparently do have a cleric here of Galimvar that would be able to.
That's fine.
I've
but
offered.
People
They
aren't
don't
stealing
let
my
me.
goats. I don't like it.
Indra, I'm terribly sorry. Perhaps you could direct us to a medical facility or perhaps a high church. While I am a cleric of Kelimvor, as you, I assume, know, Kelimvor's not so big on the helping on this side of the material plane, more the aftermath.
Ah,
And we could use a little bit of assistance for perhaps some healing for my friend Azar here, and my friend Donovan is having a bit of sleep trouble, which he needs specialized assistance with, given his resistance to most forms of magic, sleep-related anything, or whatever that's about. We'd hate to take up any more of your time than we have to, but if you could...
well, certainly not too much of my time, to be quite honest, but certainly I wouldn't mind. Follow me.
Thank you.
And as you guys walk past the now sputtering pyre that once held the wizard of the Arcane Brotherhood, now kind of at the smoldery bits, Indra leads you further into the town of East Haven. And that's where we're going to end today.
Oh, can I get one thing in real quick?
Huh.
Before then, I do want to ask if the spell book was found with the wizard, and if there is that available?
As Elspeth just literally like covers her face and shakes her head, like, why do we just ask these things?
I think I'm interested in learning the good use of magic.
Goes, I am not helping you anymore. too many questions.
At least she thinks we're funny.
It's true.
Maybe they'll kill us faster.
Indra looks to you, Donovan, notices the shape you're in, and is like, perhaps a conversation for some other time. But as funny and as charming, and she directs that charming towards Elspeth, as you all are, I do not know you yet. So
Fair enough.
That is fair, yes.
but yes, I believe you, my friend, are in need of some divine intervention for your sleep. So I will be happy to lead you to someone who could possibly help.
Thank you. As Donovan runs into a lamppost. Just
And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
There we go.
Justice for Azar.
Hey.
That wound might fester.
All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to, I didn't write it down.
Chav Hunter 86.
Yes, thank you. Chav Hunter 86, congratulations on the minis. And thank you all for joining us this afternoon and
Yes.
evening, depending on where you are from in the great worldwide webs of the internet's world. But that is it for us today. We'll be back again next week. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you all Saturdays at 1:30 p.m. here on Quest and Chaos, Icewind Dale's Rime of the Frostmaiden.